64% of the content in India is created by non-companies, by individuals.
We are targeting more and more villages to be built. We are not talking about smart cities.
You will get something new, something which you had not even thought of. Once the devices will connect the country.
I feel after this, India will change how people consume content of India.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to call on stage a person that we all know as someone who is a born entrepreneur. And the reason why I say this is because he started his entrepreneurial venture at the age of 17. And since then, there has been no looking back for him. Currently, in his role as someone who is trying to bring the Brahman of entertainment onto your fingertips, he is someone we all know as a person who has a very high risk-taking ability, has a very innovative approach when it comes to technology, and most importantly, believes in an all-inclusive kind of revolutionary idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to please put your hands together for our next address, the founder and CEO of PlayboxTV, Shri Aamir Mulani.
Hello everyone, very good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank our guest of honor, our chief guest, CMD sir, taking his precious time out of a busy day. And also I would like to thank all my industry friends, colleagues, ecosystem partners, my mentors, and who have came here together for this event. PlayboxTV was started in year 2020, and the idea was very simple: to offer convenience to our consumers. Today we are serving more than 1 million plus customers. My team is here, my co-director Mr. Samson Jasudas is here, my CTO Mr. Shailendra Sawant, our CEO Mr. Angad Sule is there. So all of this is not possible without my team, so a huge round of applause for them. I feel that this idea was brought to me by my friend Mr. Pawanpreet Dhaliwal, and he told me that the idea is that how can we bring the traditional cable TV and the revolution of OTT which is happening post-pandemic, and with the power of telecom infrastructure which is available with BSNL. So, right, as CMD sir was also addressed, that today the internet service provider ecosystem is not more than a broadband company. It is basically a platform for multiple services to integrate their billing, and with one nation, one connection, and this entertainment. So I feel that this is a testament that people at the government bodies and private players, broadcasters, ecosystem partners are coming together for such collaboration, for offering consumers life very easy. So at the end of the day, we can build multiple technologies, multiple innovations, multiple models. But what is more important is that how we can solve consumer problem. And I think this is just one step towards solving the consumer problem, making his life conveniently easy. And I feel after this, India will change how people consume content of India. So please, big round of applause for all the partners who have come here, and thank you so much for your time.
A lot of these discussions are going to happen. Firstly, a huge round of applause for Honorable CMD sir for being present over here with all of us for this discussion beyond broadband, the future of entertainment. Can we please have a huge round of applause for sir? The person who is going to throw his ideas in this dialogue is someone who is currently the founder of Triplecom Media Private Limited, a venture that merges technology and creativity in the entertainment space. He is also the former CEO of Sony Pictures Networks India. He has played a role in the company's remarkable growth and success in India, launching major television networks and creating iconic shows like Indian Idol and Big Boss. Ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to please put your hands together for Shri Kunal Das, the founder and CEO of Triplecom Media Private Limited. Sir, thank you so much for joining us over here for this dialogue. We also have our Honorable CGM sir, who is going to be a part of this panel discussion. From here, over to you all. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone.
I feel very honored to share stage with such big dignitaries today. And I think sir knows me for when I was 17 years old, I first met him, and he's been inspiring me for so long. And today the idea of this conversation is purely how we can talk about, sir shared a lot of lights on a lot of services, cloud gaming, and we were having a quick conversation also there. Kunal sir is doing a lot of stuff in AI and generative AI and all of that. And his experience, because he's been in the industry for so long, and I heard his stories and it's so mesmerizing. And today, I would like to all of you to share your experiences towards the future with the mix and match of what you have learned over the period of time as the industry leaders.
Well, I should have been fossilized by now because my initial entry into this field was with a show which I made for Doordarshan called Karamchand in 1987. So I think most of you must have been even, just children, young children then to remember that. But since then, I've been in this industry now for more than 40 years, and I've seen the technology change from the one Doordarshan that we had in the 80s till the satellite TV came along, and I was instrumental and helpful, and had the opportunity to start one in India, which was backed by Sony, and I led that for about 14-15 years. We had some great successes, including the starting of a major league called IPL. So we had a good time in the growth that happened, but essentially today I feel the business has changed dramatically because thanks to the internet and thanks to it becoming so ubiquitous and being available in terms of even in rural areas. I was in Banaswadi district in Gujarat where Amul has its, services, and, I'm seeing quad play boxes being set up in those kind of places where the government services are coming through. Entertainment is only a hook to bring the people in to get the box, but the actual subsequent features that are coming in after that are amazing. NABARD has its own portal on that. So has, the different arms of the government, which does different, there's telemedicine. There's all kinds of activity going on there. I'm amazed at the success of that kind of venture, and beginnings of what I see is where it's all going. So I definitely feel, there's a wind of change thanks to both internet as well as communication methods. There's a huge outpouring of quality of businesses, and even the existing businesses that were sort of doing very well in the past are finding their lunch being eaten by young companies that are coming in all sectors. Whether you look at food delivery, Zepto and Blinkit and all that, in 10 minutes they have now killed the Kirana shop in Bombay. All the shops which were Kirana shops were run by small agents who used to do what is called matchbox law. So they used to go to somebody's house and just deliver one matchbox. Today, there is an internet revolution company that's actually doing it and making all of them out of business. Similarly, there's a change that is taking place in every aspect of business, whether you call it, hardcore brands that used to be ruling the roost today with the help of, social media like Instagram, are creating their own brands that people are watching, and nobody is watching television. People are watching, social media, and all of that change which is happening is forcing the existing companies to, wake up to the challenge. Otherwise, they'll be left with breakfast only. Because the thing is, you're seeing mergers taking place in the entertainment space by the big corporates. You're seeing, these are survival methods at the end of the day. Because of the speed of technology and because of what is happening, the greatest change that I'm seeing today is something called the creator economy. Today, thanks to, the technologies available to the hand of any person, you can create your own video, you can create your own programming, and you can put it up on free channels like YouTube and Facebook and other places, and you get an audience and you can collect money as well. So now, suddenly, all these companies that were controlling this whole aspect of getting the advertising and all of that suddenly find themselves out of business, because I just had a research report yesterday which shows that 64% of the content in India is created by non-companies, by individuals. That's an amazing statistic, because The reason why all advertisers have moved to Instagram and Facebook and YouTube is this. And what I feel sad is, unfortunately, none of our Indian companies created any such user, based platforms. So they are actually earning off it. TikTok in US is again another example. So what I feel is that because now it has got democratized, whether it's entertainment or whether it's any kind of content, that's going to be freely available, widely available. It's going to be more and more difficult for content companies to monetize through subscription and stuff like that as the time goes. Real monetization is going to come in other services. I think we are going to see telemedicine, we are going to see education. Education is a very big space. In Banaskanda, I saw that the class 12 plus competitive exams like NEET and IIT JEE and all these classes are being held online today. That's what is changing the whole dynamic in a rural area. And you'd be surprised, 40% of this rural area market is actually consuming broadband at the highest speeds, at very high ARPUs, and therefore it's not really something that can be ignored. And unfortunately, most of the large companies, the broadband companies, I'm sorry to say the telecoms, have focused only on the mainline, mainstream cities where it is low-hanging fruit, so easy for them to wire up one building and get 70 customers, 80 customers. But the real hard work being done by companies like BSNL and others, which are really laying fiber across the country, I must really congratulate them, because that is what we're going to see the change in this country. So these are my thoughts. I'd like to.
So I would like to extend the same conversation to Robert sir. And what do you think? Has he rightly said that BSNL and Railtel and all of these government organizations are working in tier 2 and tier 3 cities? What do you think services like VAS and education, telemedicine? What is your opinion on this?
I think I've been always advocating that technology, if it is not going to help the farthest most corner of my citizen, is of no use. We may talk about AI, we may talk about blockchain, we may talk about the best technologies in the world, but if this does not address my citizens who are the rural, there's no advantages to technology. This was a motto which in back even in the Department of Telecom, we are working on different scenarios, what we call, can I develop what we call intelligent villages? So we brought in a concept of 5G intelligent villages where whatever you call about, say come on, a district collector sitting in his office will completely know what is happening in a particular village. How many trucks are coming? What is the people movement? How much of fertilizer has been sold? What are the product that's going for the in the mandi, and what type of products have been requested, which is the movement. That type of key data analytic can happen at the village level. This is going to create a revolution on earth. We are targeting more and more villages to be built. We are not talking about smart cities. We are not talking about smartness in where we live in urban environment. We are talking about how we enable our customer in our rural. If my villages become intelligent, I will not even call smart, intelligent, because it should automatically predict and help the people in the best walks of life. Maybe it is in teleeducation. So I can give an example. What we are trying to pilot out in some of the villages is what we call health ATM machines. We have what we call primarily in many of the agents, we call the primary health centers. So where can I put an health ATM and then connect it on a network so any customer can walk into, a citizen can walk into these health ATMs, put his hand, and then all his parameters from your BP to sugar, whatever parameters, some 46 list of parameters are taken and then sent to a centralized server which analyzes, and then further follow-up can happen. That's one of the things which we are talking about in health. We are talking about, can I bring in a common environment on a tele-education program? Or can we make our classrooms more smart in the villages? How smart? So that, I can tell you an example in one of the villages where we have made it so simple like a suitcase. Somebody goes with a suitcase and then he houses it, and then the classroom becomes smart, and then that suitcase gets connected on an internet, and you have all content, irrespective whether it's the syllabus of the local state government, the state board syllabus, or the CBSE syllabus is all available. And on a real 3D vision, the teacher can explain the remotest college corner of my village. If this reality really happens, the way of life, the walk of life of the people is going to really change in the next few years to come. Another example I can say, which is really creating really waves, is in the agriculture sphere. The farmer today, in some of the, even in Maharashtra, this is happening, that some of the farmers are able to get information through sensors about the nutrient value of the soil, the temperature, what is the time with which I should sow, what type of crop I should grow. And even they can even send drones to see, can I spray pesticides, etc. So this amount of changes are all happening. Apart from this, there is going to be a sea change in the technological front in the next few years. We are just talking about 5G. 5G is one of the stepping stones to what we call the real new world of communication in 6G. We no longer we are going to use smartphones. The Fosmos will be soon dead, maybe in the next 4-5 years. We are going to have a complete holographic communication. Suppose I want to speak to my mom, and then I just through my watch I call. She comes before access for an holographic, and then we have a conversation and ends it. That's the amount of technological development which we are focusing. And I'm proud to say that as we speak, this technological sphere is not only happening abroad. As we speak, more than 250 Indian institutions and our own colleges are doing research in this area. One or two, three key areas of research could be what we call reflective intelligent surface, which means what? So my walls, whatever we see becomes reflective surface. They act as antennas. They become as active antennas. So which means my phone also could become an antenna for you when you call. So number of communication increases, which means I can offer even 10 gig speeds available, terabits of speeds available, wherever I want at any point of time. So the technology is really making a game changer in all walks of life, and add to it a bit of what we call the AI thing, which makes our life more easy and simple, which is a lot of data analytics happening. But all of this, the most critical element of all this is what we have: security. So that is where we are trying to see, can I bring in distributed ledger technologies? That is what the government is doing it in a very, very big way. So can I have everywhere put in a DLT? So a mechanism where with DLT, with AI, and a real new wave of communication is going to be the next generation which people are going to see. And this is going to really change the way in which we see and look and speak about what we have communication. We even talk about MANET. I don't know if you have how many of our body area network. Our entire area, a body could also become as an area network. Bands we call it. We are even talking about what fluid cells and fluid antennas. So which means irrespective of today, we have huge antennas we are seeing. Whenever you go out, you have towers available, you have antennas available. All this can disappear. And then these fluid cells could automatically tune according to your needs. So I think you're going to see exciting times happening, but the underlying principle of helping these technologies for the benefit of our own citizens is going to be a real game changer.
I'm amazed to hear such thoughts, and I think under your leadership, the great technology innovations and executions will happen in the course period. My next question to Makkar sir. Sir, you've taken care of VAS earlier in BSNL, and now you are the CGM. What do you think, what kind of content the consumer wants in tier 2 and tier 3 cities? And what is your opinion how VAS can really solve, has he said that entertainment can be the hook to come welcome the customer and then make him part of our ecosystem for another services which we will plan over the period of time. So I would like to share some lights.
You have just seen the new vision of technology from our CMT, sir. If you see how technology is changing, how it's enabling, there used to be a time when we're thinking of connecting the places. We're connecting offices, connecting homes. Then came a time when we have connected the people. So with our 4G technology and our mobile technology, we have connected the people, and with this connectivity, you are seeing so much innovations. You are getting everything by click of a button in an app. So there is a next phase of technology which is going to come, where we are going to connect the devices. In the 5G technology and in the with a combination of IG, you will see the lot of devices being connected. And when the devices and human beings, they will be connected on the network, you will see a huge innovations coming in future, where the VAS and new services will be going to come. And the good thing is, once this connectivity is available, so many innovators, so many new companies, so many startups will come in our country. They will be launching new services. So you will get something new, something which you had not even thought of, once the devices will connect the country. So this coming decade will be the connectivity of people, connectivity of devices and their interconnection. That will completely change the whole situation. This is what I foresee in the next decade which is going to come. Thank you.
I want to say a huge round of applause for our speakers, and I feel whatever thoughts they have shared, it's our responsibility कि we all are promoting collaboration and connectivity, content, AI, all the technology which we discussed. It will only happen that we as government bodies, private players, ecosystem players come together and really solve for the consumer's problem. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Kunal sir. Thank you so much, Robert sir. Thank you so much, Harinder sir, for being there on this stage, and huge round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to our moderator and our panelists for this discussion.